So let's meet Kali Linux, our hacking machine. All right. Kali is a custom distribution of Linux that's created and maintained by Offensive Security. It's a company that pretty much is the penetration testing gurus pretty much of the industry. So it comes preloaded with all the tools necessary, to successfully hack machines. And most of our hacking is going to be done with Kali Linux virtual machine that we're going to install on our computer. All right. So now let's go through the steps of actually downloading Kali Linux. So you can download the latest Kali Linux virtual machine image from the Kali Linux website from the following link right here. You can just visit that link. So I'll show you guys in a second. So just make sure when you get there, click on the first option. It's titled Kali Linux 64-bit installer. So let's go there and check this out. So right here, like I said, the first one, Kali Linux 64-bit installer. Bam. And then we're going to download it. So you can see it's an ISO file. So download and save that. So I'll just put it in my downloads folder. Let's get that on there. Well, I already have it there, so I don't need to download it again. But you're going to download that, and then we can get back to setting up our lab. Okay, so now let's talk about creating our Kali Linux virtual machine. Okay, so to create the Kali Linux virtual machine, you're going to want to open up VirtualBox and hit the new button that you see right there in the screenshot. And this is going to open up a window that's going to let us, configure the settings for the virtual machine. I'm going to show you in a second, but let's briefly go over the settings that we're going to want to configure. So pretty much you're going to want to enter a name for the machine, whatever you want it to be, hit next. You're going to put 4096 in the next box. It's going to ask you how much RAM that you want to give the machine. We want at least 4 gigabytes of RAM, so it's pretty quick. So you're also going to want to select create virtual disk now and hit create. And for the hard disk type, you could choose VDI unless you plan to use it with another virtualization software like VMware Player or something. And keep the storage on physical disk setting as dynamically allocated and hit next. And then give your machine as much space as you like. Just about 10 to 20 gigs should be fine. And then hit create. So now let's actually go through the process of creating this machine. So open up VirtualBox. We're going to hit new. I'm going to name my machine Kali. Very original, I know. And actually right here for the type, you're going to want to put Linux. And you can pretty much leave this where it is now, or you could just put Linux 2.6 64-bit right there. That's actually probably preferable. And then hit next. Like I said before, 4096. That's going to give us a good amount of RAM. We're going to create virtual hard disk now because we don't have one yet. Keep it as VDI, which is a virtual box disk image. Dynamically allocated is what we want to choose. And then this is the disk space. I'm going to give it like 20 gigabytes of space. That's not bad. And then create. And now we have our Kali Linux machine created. So before we get started up, there's some settings that we had to change very quickly. So to start your machine, select your machine and then click on the settings button. And you're gonna want to select storage from the menu on the left, and then click where it says empty underneath controller IDE. And then you're gonna want to click the CD icon and then choose the file, the Kali Linux file that we downloaded earlier. All right. So let's go ahead and do that right now. I can show you very quickly. We're going to right click on machine, hit settings, or just hit the button right there that says settings after you click it. And then we're going to choose storage on the left. Click right here under where it says empty under controller IDE. Click the little CD icon and choose a disk file. And then choose the file that we downloaded. So this is my file right here. And then I'm just going to hit OK. And we're good to go. And pretty much what you want to do, you can just hit start. And your machine is going to start up. So let's give it a second. Let's see how long it takes to actually start up. There we go. It popped up. And now it's asking select the startup disk. So we're going to choose the ISO file that we just chose and hit start. And then it's going to take us through a lot of like initial setups at some point. So now before we get into setting up Kali, just really quickly, because I noticed this error when I did this myself, when I was setting this up, I ran into an error. So if you run into this error on Windows, where you get this box right here, open up a command prompt as an administrator and just type the following commands. You don't need to know exactly what they're gonna do, but it's pretty much setting it up to where VirtualBox can use the hypervisor potential of your computer. So just do these two, and it's gonna shut your computer down, and then start it back up, and then it should work now. That's what it worked for me. So when it pops up here and it says it has all these options, choose your language, of course. I'm gonna choose English. United States is my location. American English is what I want. So just hit enter on all these options that you want. It's just set it, like I said, it's just a lot of initial settings. This is very common with Linux distributions. You usually have to do a lot of this stuff. Okay, so now it's asking for the host name. I'm just gonna keep it the same as what I put in VirtualBox, just Kali. And then domain name, I'm pretty sure you can just keep this blank if you would like to, but you can name it if you want to. Now this is asking us to set up the users and passwords and such. So full name for new user, we're just gonna say Kali Linux. Just keep it anonymous, keep it simple. So the username for my account is going to be Kali, and then I'm gonna put a password. So super secret password. That's not the password. Don't worry. Super secret password. Bam. And continue. So now it's going to be doing some more setups. Okay, so I'm going to choose Eastern for my clock. More and more setups, of course. I will fast forward through these parts. Okay, so right here, you can choose any one of these that you want. I would just say use entire disk just to keep it very simple. Just hit enter, then hit enter again. And then right here, just all files in one partition, not too big of a deal. Finish partitioning and write changes to the disk. So it's just pretty much creating your hard drive. And then you're gonna want to go down and hit yes. There's nothing on the hard drive anyway, so that we're using. So it's not a big deal if it wipes everything off the hard drive. There's nothing on there. Don't worry, it's not gonna break your computer or your laptop. Okay, so when the screen comes up and it says configure the package manager, hit yes right here to continue without setting up a network mirror. It'll just give you all kinds of errors. So now it's just gonna install more software, of course. So by the power of video editing, we're gonna fast forward. Okay, so right here you can just keep this pretty default. Continue. We're just about finished, guys. Okay, so now I'm back and it's asking us to install the grub loader. So just hit yes right here. Don't worry about exactly what this is. Click on right here where you see /dev/SDA. Hit continue. So once again, we're waiting a little bit more and we're finalizing our installation. Okay, so now installation is complete and we're gonna hit continue. It's just a couple last reporting things, and then we're going to be good to go. So it's going to reboot, and let's get going with our Kali Linux machine, okay? So this right here, you can hit enter, or it'll automatically do it in like 5 seconds or something. And it's going to load up Kali Linux. Nice, cool dragon glowing emblem. So now Kali Linux is loading, and then it's gonna show us a login screen where you're gonna put your username and your password that you created. So let's give it a couple more seconds. So now, let's see, my username was Kali, in case you didn't remember. And super secret password, that's not the password. Log in. And it's loading just like a computer. So now we have our Kali Linux hacking machine, all right?